Now, we launched top 3 in the first edition of the Big Break, and it exploded in social media, so much so we are back today.
It's another go.
It gets another go, which many segments on this show haven't had a second run.
Have you heard the jingle yet, Gilly?
Well, we've got
I saw a pretty poor delivery of it in the first show.
Do we have a jingle? We've got Wolfie's not in audio.
That sounds like a rap.
No, that's pretty much just the theme song.
Going off air, isn't it?
I don't know. They're trying to wrap up the segment. Top 3. It's not hard to understand. The top 3, this time, Pakistani batters that you have seen. So the top 3, Vaughan, we'll start with your number 3.
I'm going to go with a modern-day player, one that actually has just lost his place in the Test team. I'm sure he's going to get it back. He's world-class across all the different formats. He averages 47 across those formats, T20, Test match cricket. In one-day cricket, he's near on averaging at 57. My number 3 for Pakistan is this man, Babar Azam.
And as a result, he gets a business class flight alongside
He's also a
Shaheen
brilliant
Shah.
physio, as we saw today.
Yes, he is. OK, Gilly, your number 3.
On the business class flight that you're referring to, I
Yes.
think Jason Gillespie, coming from fast bowling stock, had all the fast bowlers pushed up to business class, but out of respect, the team manager very quickly shuffled around to make sure that that man, Babar Azam, was in business class, even though he's only a little fella.
As was the team manager himself.
And Jason Gillespie, the coach, as well. So all
Number
those
3.
plans went out the window very
Number
quick.
3, best
My
Pakistani
number
batter you've
3,
seen.
Yeah, Babar, I like that tick, but I've gone... Who did I end up... Oh, no, yes, Mohammad Yusuf.
Oh.
I couldn't remember if he was 2 or 3, but Mohammad Yusuf. Yusuf Yahana, he went by that name for much of his career, and then Mohammad... There was one calendar year where he was a leading run scorer. I think, from memory, he scored 9 Test match centuries in a calendar year.
Yeah, I think 5 were against us.
Yeah, OK, so maybe it's not that great a feat, but he was a class act. Just so much composure, so much calmness around a time when it was a bit of a transitioning time for Pakistan cricket, so they built their whole match plan around him.
So different number 3. Number 2?
Oh, it's the big fella. Inzaman.
Inzi!
Yeah, big Inzi. I mean, again, across all the formats. Just look at that. Just whippage on the onside.
Whippage.
He didn't like to run between the wickets too much, but he didn't need to because he could just whack it out the ground. That shovel, the bottom hand, the little shovel onto the onside. And, you know, he's a wonderful player over many years playing for Pakistan. He captained, obviously, for a period as well, but yeah, brought a bit of controversy, a bit of drama. It was that moment in the stands where he chased someone, I think, with a stump or with a bat. But Inzaman ul Haq's my number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah, I'm with you on
Inzi.
that one. Yeah, he slots in at number 2 for me as well. I mean, he arrived in the '92 World Cup as such a young man, and there's a famous victory in Hobart where in 1999 where we chased down a total, and I don't mention that because I got some runs. The turning point in that game was Mark Waugh took a blinder of a catch to get Inzi out. Inzi got a second innings 100. If he doesn't hold on to that, that was the importance to Pakistan at that time of Inzaman, and Mark Waugh took this catch and it turned the game. But the one question mark for Inzi, maybe just needed to leave the field a little bit quicker once he was dismissed. You know, there was slow over rates given against opposition because he was still trying to get off the field, but
all right.
Class act.
Vaughan, your number 1 Pakistani batsman that you have seen.
Well, I had this player in my top 3 Pakistan players of all time just 2 nights ago at the LI. Javid Miandad.
Oh, yes.
What a player. Just a wonderful competitor. Look at that with the Grey Nichols back in the 80s. Just skill, ferocious. Probably the first I ever saw that swept the ball brilliantly across all the different formats of the game. Always brought some controversy. He argued with everyone. Real street fighter and a brilliant player. Yeah, Javid Miandad, my number 1.
Well, I'm in support of you again, and the reason why I went with Javid, and I love that footage because what stood out for me, his numbers are outstanding, immaculate in Test cricket, but the quality of attacks that he had to face in his era. And we roll out Bruce Yardley bowling little gentle off-spinners to him at the MCG. But, you know, he faced the mighty West Indies, a mighty Australian attack. It was most nations had really strong attacks through his era, so he had to take them on against the best. So he's my number 1.
We'll put that up on social. So Vaughan has gone Babar, Inzamam, Javid, and Gilly has gone Mohammad Yusuf, or Yusuf Yahana, as you said as he started off, Inzamam and Javid. So we'll put that up on the Fox Cricket socials. Get yourself involved.